Oh, yeah. You guys feeling that beat right there? Yeah, it's time to give you guys some other winners here on the Payoff Pitch. We're live every single day at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm Jason. He's the Hockey Squirrel. We're powered by BetUS. What a great sports books they are. You got to get on them, guys, and check them out. You can use cryptocurrency over there, and you're not going to find any better sign-up bonuses on them. So go ahead and check them out. And if you do so, go ahead and use that link here in this video description. Both the Squirrel and I would greatly appreciate it. What's up, Squirrel?
What's up, Jason?
What's going on? I'm good. I'm headed on vacation in like 2 hours, so I'm in a mood.
Yeah,
I'm in one of them.
Can't be upset with that, man. Yesterday, man, like just kind of like we said, it was just a little ugly. Just not a lot on the board. I bet no hockey. We're getting close to the playoffs, and But hey, guess what? I'm going to a really fun game tonight. It's gonna be the Wild and the Flames.
Oh, nice. Should see some goals, at least from when you were always on my channel giving out hockey picks. I remember those teams like to find the back of the net, so hopefully you get some goals and get some action.
They both play very good defense, too, so it'll be a very interesting one. I think it's a coin flip, but I'm interested to go. That's going to be fun. But we got baseball to talk about in the meantime, and we do have morning games today, starting off with the Reds, don't we?
We do. A lot of early games, so we tough slate yesterday. Navigated it pretty well. Gave out 3 bets, cashed all 3 of those bets, so that felt good right there. So First Major League Baseball sweep of the season. Felt like it was coming. I thought, Monday we were close, only losing 1 pick, so felt good to go ahead and get that cash and hook everybody up. So winners, go ahead and hit that like button, guys. Guys sitting there watching that show, hit that like button and let us know you're enjoying let us know you're enjoying that content. 2 things here real quick to go ahead and run by the viewing audience. No show tomorrow. I just said a second ago I'm going to go ahead and head on vacation. So you can obviously see our Twitter information scrolls along the bottom. Just make sure you're following us on Twitter. If you haven't given us a follow already, I'll, of course, be tweeting my plays out on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Weekends like I always do, but Friday you'll want to get my plays via Twitter. So just make sure you give me a follow there. Then the other thing I wanted to mention today is feels like a day for the dogs. I think the dogs could have themselves a nice little day today. So
yes, sir. I found a couple on my own as well, so I'll be with you probably on those. But
all right, Nick, Brian. Let's go ahead and jump on into the second inning with you fellas, where we'll talk about a couple of games here and around the bases. You want to go ahead and kick it off?
I will kick it off because I am on the first game here, actually, and let me get all of my things set up. So I was looking at Tyler Mahle. Mahle. It is Mahle. We get those confused. We get that confused a lot, but it is Mahle. So as the I'm gonna steal it. Going against a slappy. There. Nick Martinez. So we know, as we looked into him at the beginning of the year, he spent time over in Japan, I believe it was. Came back. Now he's seeing a higher caliber of batting, as or higher caliber of baseball in general, I would assume. Tyler Mahle, definitely our guy. Reds, not absolutely getting it done. We looked yesterday. I went a little half unit on the Reds just because, didn't get it done, but I was okay taking the risk on a few of those underdogs yesterday because I wasn't paying no minus 200. Looked at this last night and lined it up for plus 100. And the line movement has actually gone now to minus 115, which I still don't mind. The only real concern here is the offense, but I think they should be able to get it going against Nick Martinez. I mean, you see some easier pitching. These are still MLB batters. They're still MLB players, and when you come across some subpar pitching, you expect some hits and some runs, and especially with Moustakas back in the lineup. And I saw India in yesterday. Now I don't see him, but you have the addition of Jake Fraley, Tommy Pham, Joey Votto. They have guys that should be getting it done, and on paper, I don't understand why they haven't. But I think I'm going to go ahead and back him here this morning at a minus 115 price point with some pitching advantage in Tyler Mahle.
Love that pick right there. I've got that game and a little bit later on here in a deeper inning here in this show. So love that pick. I think that was a great start. That is, I think, one of the earlier games on today. I've also got one of the early games to go ahead and talk to you guys about. Orioles and Yankees over 8 runs at minus 110. This line is kind of got some funny line movement here. I tweeted it out at 8. It went to 8.5, and now it's back down to 8. Love it. It's everything I like about when I take totals last game of the series. You've got pitchers that are familiar with these opponents or, because they've already gone up against it this season. So love that. And you got Zimmerman on the mound here for the Orioles. I think we were kind of waiting for him to have generally the back of his baseball card, right, that says he's not a very good pitcher.
Yep.
Started off the season good. Well, now he just had his last start out was by far his worst. So I think maybe he could be starting to trend towards those 2021 numbers. High ERA over 5, whip at 1.5. Opponent's batting average is 291. That's the numbers that you got in his last start. And I think that's going to go ahead and trend. The other thing I liked is the bullpens. Bullpens have just been atrocious here. And opponent's batting average, whip, ERA, and FIP. The Yankees come in at 25th, 27th, 29th, and 12th. And the Orioles are 19th, 15th, 24th, and 23rd. So, and then you got Talion on the mound there for the Yankees. Again, you got nice familiar there with the Orioles because he's already seen them in the season. So it's just everything. I love it in a total. Love taking them in the last game of a series. Everything. Just love it. So give me over 8 runs. Over 8 runs in Orioles versus Yankees at -110. What's another game for you?
Like an Italian?
A what?
It's Tyon. I think it's Tyon.
Oh, Tyon. It is Tyon. It's definitely Tyon if I said it wrong.
Italian.
Italian.
So good. It's so good. I love ribbing you about names, dude. I don't know why. It's just like,
you do.
I have to have them right. I have to have them right, man. I don't care how hard of a hockey name it is or Russian, whatever, and I'm nailing it. But hey, I think the last 2 days I've taken the Miami Marlins, haven't I? And I think I've cashed both of those tickets.
Yes, sir.
Right back on him today. Let's go. Trevor Rogers against Patrick Corbin. Excellent pitching matchup, as far as I'm concerned anyway. Again, still much like the Reds, much like the White Sox, Nationals just not getting it done in the bats. I'm sorry, they just can't hit, and I will consistently go against teams that can't do that. If you can't produce consistent offensive production, and then you put Patrick Corbin in there with his 11.2 ERA so far against Trevor Rogers, it's really no question for me at a -140 price or -135, whatever it might be out there at the moment. I would say it's great. Go ahead and grab it. And you're still getting a better line than you could have even last night. I think it came out around -155 if I saw correctly or if I remember correctly. That's what I recall. So you're getting a better line there, and you can't go too much lower on that line or it's going to be a buyback. And I think that should happen at even closer to game time too.
All right. You're going to ride those Marlins again. Good choice. You've been pushing the right buttons. Yeah, you've been pushing the right buttons. Let's hope you can get yourself another win with those. I'm going to go ahead and turn my attention now to a parlay, an F5 Moneyline Parlay, a 3-way Moneyline Parlay, but I'm only going to put half a unit on that. So this is an F5 Moneyline 3-way half-unit play. Put those Astros and White Sox in that 2-legged parlay. Let's go ahead and first talk about these White Sox. You got Kopech on the mound here versus Keller. Just from a starter perspective, obviously we're only focusing here on starters at an F5 bet. It's Kopech all day long. Love this kid, seen him live over the course of his career. They've kind of messed around with him. Is he a starter? Is he a bullpen? Looks like they've kind of settled in on that starter role here for Kopech. 3 starts, only 1 earned run combined in those 3 starts. The dude is just good. I absolutely love this guy. Keller's on the mound here for the Royals. Good start in the opener, but then his next one was a stinker. 4.2 innings pitched, 4 runs, 6 hits. Really struggled against these White Sox in 2021. Had 4 outings. 3 of those 4 outings were really bad ones. And the White Sox got 7 runs. I've been bagging this White Sox offense more than anybody, but 7 runs yesterday. Maybe they've turned a corner, but really getting a starter that they have a lot of familiarity and success with. So I'll go ahead and put the White Sox in this F5 Moneyline 3-way as one of my teams. And then again, the Astros are another one. It's Verlander versus Perez. It's an absolute no-brainer, at least from a starter perspective. Perez has had 2 clunkers. His most recent one was good, but that was against the Athletics. The Athletics are dead last in the majors right now in the last 10 days against left-handed pitching. The Astros are 20th, but in terms of the discrepancy, the Astros are hitting 252 and the Athletics are 121. So maybe only 10 points in the standings, but a huge just discrepancy in terms of what they're doing against left-handed pitching. Verlander was roughed up against the Blue Jays, but who doesn't get roughed up by the Blue Jays? And otherwise, he's had a nice start to his season. Angels, they've had a common opponent, these 2 pitchers, and Verlander was significantly better than Perez. Astros won the last 2 games. Maybe their bats are also starting to heat up. So to me, it was just a no-brainer from the pitchers that you have on the mound here in these 2 games. So again, it's an F5 3-way money line. Comes in at plus 256, and I put a half unit on that. And the two teams there are Astros and White Sox. We've talked long enough. Shut up and give these people a pitching prop there, Squirrel.
All right. Well, I'm going to go right back to our boy that spent time in Japan, Nick Martinez. And kind of an interesting one that I haven't done yet, but I started looking down. Yesterday I did my first one on the over 1.5 walks, and I actually got it on Michael Wacha. So that one was good. I tried my hand at it. I know I haven't gone great for you, but I'm going to try an under on the outs recorded today on Nick Martinez. And that's going to be 15.5 outs, under 15.5 outs. So we can allow up to 15, but when you calculate that out, it's 5.1 innings, roughly, something like that. And he hasn't gone that deep yet in a game. So I think that number might be set a little bit too high as he's gotten a hit. And perhaps it's because they are going against the Reds here, right? Where the hitting hasn't been great so far. So maybe they figure that he's going to make it a little bit further into the game with the bats not really working for Cincinnati. But I kind of think differently. I think he will get hit, and I think he'll be out of this game by the 5th inning, as he has.
Let's just throw some more hate on Nick Martinez while we're at it. I like his K prop. It's at the same price, even money that you gave out over on BetUS. So on BetUS, you can get Nick Martinez under 4.5 Ks at even money, cashed in 2 of his 3 starts, cashed in his last 2 starts. So we like that this bet is trending more towards the cash. And obviously, you said it, this is the guy that couldn't make it in the MLB, got shipped off to Japan, and he's just come back and he's flat out, he's struggling. So, and another good sign is that he's struggling is his walk prop is over 2.5. You only really get that on dudes that are stinkers. Like otherwise it's 1.5 on damn near everybody when you go ahead and look it up on BetUS. But this guy's at 2.5. Everything just plays into it. The Reds are improving. We've talked about how they don't K much. I know we were successful in terms of the Joe Musgrove lean 2 days ago. We were unsuccessful in Gore, which by the way, I have the MLB package and the boys were with the grandparents last night, so I was able to actually watch some baseball and kind of just watch the game for like 40 minutes, and then I would go to another game. That Gore dude's impressive. We're probably going to be backing him in some kind of way. Throws high 90s, real impressive dude. So anyways, sure. Martinez isn't throwing no high 90s. Again, Reds are improving. Reds still have the second least amount of Ks against right-handed pitching. This prop is good. I love this one at even money. So Nick Martinez under 4.5 Ks. I think we'll both be cashing a good plus money bet. What's another guy for you on the bump today?
I was looking through them, and I kind of want to root for somebody to get over a strikeout prop. I was looking, and I like Freddie Peralta, at least the name, as it hasn't been the greatest of starts, but he is going against the Pittsburgh Pirates, who I was looking through. You have some of the higher strikeout teams as obviously Baltimore, Cincinnati's been one, Oakland's been one, Arizona. And then you hit Pittsburgh with just over 9 strikeouts per game. And so at least, in the, I think, 5th most strikeout team, they haven't been great against Milwaukee already. I should know because I watched them the last 2 nights. And last night was one of those nights I put a little half unit, and that was one of my underdogs again, didn't hit. But, you kind of gives you a reason to watch the games, right? Gives you a reason to kind of see what's going on around the league. And with Freddie Peralta coming in for the Milwaukee Brewers, over 6.5 strikeouts, which seems a little bit high, but it is minus 125. So it is juiced to the over there. So 7 strikeouts. I don't think it's undoable. And even the other night, who was it? Corbin Burns, I think, had like over
10?
8.5. Huh?
Didn't he get like 10?
I think he got like 11 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. Yeah. And even that strikeout prop is like 8.5. So we need 9 to win it. I think I went under and got killed on that. But so, I mean, I would think against Pittsburgh that if there's a game Freddie Peralta's going to do well and be Freddie Peralta, then, this is a good spot for him, I think.
All right, go Freddie Peralta. I'm going to go ahead and do a same kind of prop I did, and on BetUS you can bet on which pitcher will be the winning pitcher. Remember, we took Carlos Rodon there the other night there for the Giants. I think Verlander's a good spot. If you don't want to do an Astros money line or run line, just take Verlander to be the winning pitcher over on BetUS at plus 120. talked about it. I think he's obviously got the pitching advantage. And I always talk about stats in the last 10 days, and much like the White Sox, I know I've kind of bagged on the Astros. Well, every day I refresh the new 10 days, so you obviously knock a day off. The Astros have been coming up. They've been coming off that list. So, yeah, give me the better team. Give me the better starter. Think he'll be the winning pitcher. Think he can get it done for us at plus 120. Let's give these people some long shots. I mentioned that there's some good dogs on the board. Did you find any?
I did. I really like Cal Quantrill and the Guardians at a plus 145. I think that's too much against Reed Detmers and the LA Angels. I understand, again, they're at home. I think they've won every game this series. I don't think I've seen the Guardians win yet this series, but this would be a good spot. I think they could do it. I think the Guardians can put up runs, though. I mean, at least they had a great start to the season from what I remember. At 145, though, I mean, I think it's the price that's really attracting me because of Cal Quantrill and the pitching matchup. That 145 just feels a little bit high, just feels a little wrong to me. And if I was going to take a shot at an underdog, I think that would be the one.
Okay, the Guardians for you. I've got two. I found two dogs that I really liked. I dropped them in a parlay, just did a quarter of a unit. The odds are really nice at 533. So at 533, I only put a quarter of a unit. Hunter talked about it earlier there in the chat. He likes the Rockies. I like the Rockies too. He said Zach Wheeler sucks. Zach Wheeler has sucked. I agree with Hunter exactly. So, yeah, he's like 0-3. I'm going to talk about this game a little bit later as my best bet, but he's like 0-3. ERA's like 8.5. He's just having a terrible season. So, I think the Rockies can get it done today. And I like the the Red Sox. There's another dog. Whitlock's on the mound. This dude is really good. Been able to catch one of his games earlier this season. So I like the Rockies and Red Sox in a Moneyline Parlay at plus 533, and I put a quarter of a unit on that parlay. I think both of these dogs will come through for us here and help everybody put some money in their pocket. It's keep swinging. We'll give these guys some swinging props. What's up for you there, Squirrel?
I think I only really came across one that I really liked anyway, and that was Maldonado of the Houston Astros here. And let me grab you the stats. So 15 at-bats, 9 hits against the Texas Rangers in Martin Perez. Rangers, I don't think that bullpen's very good. I think they are one of the higher ERA teams, if I'm remembering right off the top of my head. And the Houston Astros offense is one that you very well know I like to grab, as I've done it quite a few times already to start this season. Really, could you grab a lot of different guys off of the Houston Astros against the Texas Rangers to get a hit? I think so. This one, however, was only around minus 130 for Maldonado to just simply get a hit. And to get a hit, generally, you don't see, and those are pretty highly juiced props. Normally, you find them 180, 200, something like that. So that's why we've gone over the total bases a few times. But to just simply get a hit from Maldonado, I'm okay with paying the 130.
Hey, love that you brought that up. I had that here on my notes as well. The only thing I'll add to that is catchers don't play day game, night game. He had last night off. The manager knows he has a lot of success off Perez, so that's why he sat last night, and he's going to be in that starting lineup today. Maybe not being off to the great start, but maybe facing Perez can get him going. So I like that one right there. I've got one, Garcia here of the White Sox. He's 9 for 28 against today's starter with 2 doubles. And also like Reynolds, he's 6 for 13 against today's starter with a double and a triple. I liked him. And then the other one I liked was Rojas there of the Marlins. I think you're onto a nice play there with the Marlins. Rojas is going to help you out. He's 13 for 30 with a double and 3 home runs against today's starter. Anybody else you think can get some damage done, or maybe not get some damage done, I guess?
I just kind of came up with the one. I struggled a little bit with the batter props today, but
okay.
I have the rest of my stuff all filled out. So,
well, let's just give the people your steal then. What did you find on the board that you liked here in the 6th inning?
You kind of mentioned it a little bit, but I think at plus money, the Red Sox with Garrett Whitlock is a really great one. It's 2 great offensive teams, but and Alek Manoah is not bad, but when I started looking at Garrett Whitlock's stats, I was like, yo, it's very, very good. And for plus money, I mean, on a game like that where each team could really go off and they just put up 7 runs on the same team yesterday, right? 7-1, I think it was, because I had the over at 8.5, so I missed it by a half a point, or 1 run really. But I think I would bet Garrett Whitlock and say that it's a steal to get that at plus 120, plus money in general.
I loved his stats when I started digging into him last night. He's really good.
Definitely. definitely.
I think my steal is, you talked about this one earlier, Reds. I'm going to go a little bit of a different angle. I like to kind of remove, when I really think there's an advantage on the mound from a starting perspective, I like to just isolate the bullpens and don't worry about it. There's obviously a huge advantage here with Martinez versus Malley. Just take that Reds F5 and take the two-way line, right? If you want to give yourself a little bit of safety, they're willing to give you the two-way line over at BetUS at -112. So you can even get a push. -112 at BetUS for the option to push. I just love that right there. And it all comes down to these starters. It all comes down to it. I mean, the Reds should do some damage against Martinez, and their offense has been ticking up. So that's my steal. You can go ahead and get the option to get a push and still get -112 if you back those Reds. I'll go ahead and do that. Far superior advantage on the mound today. Coming to a stretch, we got to give these people our best bet of the day. What did you just have to throw all your cash at today there, Squirrel?
All my cash has to go third day in a row on the Miami Marlins with Trevor Rogers. I like the pitching. I like the team, what they've been doing. The fact that the Nationals absolutely can't hit, and you give me an 11 ERA guy in Patrick Corbin on the mound, I'm fine with -140. I would say that's my best bet, being probably one of my safest bets.
All right.
I have to think.
Okay, Marlins for you. I'm going to go right back to this Rockies versus Phillies game for my best bet. And while I like the Rockies to maybe go ahead and pull off that upset, I like over 7 runs way more. And you can get that at -120. I will tell you a little interesting thing about this line. I was taking my son to school this morning, and it was at 7.5 at even money. And I was like, all right, well, go ahead and buy that. Love that. Had done the research the night before. Because I was in the car, I didn't quite buy it. By the time I got home from school, it was at 7. I was like, okay, I'll take the less half run. Didn't quite understand that movement. So, again, everything I kind of like, taking it over. Last game of a series. This bet even cashed in the first 3 games of the series. Just really incredible. Zach Wheeler, again, Hunter mentioned how he's been sucking. Sure has. 8.53 ERA, 1.66 whip, 309 opponent's batting average, 7.8 K per 9, which is down from last season at 10.4. Obviously, just really, really struggling. Austin Gomber in 3 starts. He's had 2 clunkers and 1 good start, but 2 good offenses. Again, the Rockies are about mid-table versus right-handed pitching. Phillies are top 10 versus left-handed pitching. And it speaks to the fact that this bet has cashed in the first 3 games of the series. You're getting some good offenses. You're getting pitchers that can't get it done. What about relief when these 2 guys are done and hitting the showers? What kind of relief is coming in? Well, for the Rockies, opponent's batting average, whip, ERA, FIP, how about 30th, 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 and 29? It ain't going to be no relief when Austin Gomber's out of this game. And when Zach Wheeler's out of this game, those same stats for the Phillies are 22nd, 26th, 26th, 25th. So not a whole lot of relief coming out of that Phillies bullpen as well. So over 7, if I don't know what the line is now, but if you see it, it's at 7.5. If you want to buy the juice back down so we're on the same number, great. If you don't and you're getting 7.5 at even money, I was willing to buy that. I'm giving it out at over 7 because that's what I ultimately ended up buying it at. But depending on when you see it, yeah, I would go ahead and grab 7.5 if that's what you see it as well. So I love that bet. I don't understand. Over 7? What? I don't get it.
Are you reading these comments, too? That's so funny. This guy, we're all in on the Marlins. He's either going to lose his house or buy another one tomorrow.
Nice. He's gonna be buying another crib. All right, we got to another day where I kind of said it yesterday. Maybe we're gonna rework the 8th inning. I just don't see any promos at this time of the day other than same game parlay profit boost. So I think we'll go ahead and skip
probably,
that one.
Well, yeah, we have tomorrow off, so by next week maybe we'll get that figured out and have a different 8th inning, so we have something extra to
it gives
chat about.
That's right. All right, let's. What are your bets here? Let me go ahead and put them up on the screen. They're on the far left-hand side. Why don't you go first?
Yeah, get them up there for the people. Jeez, what are you doing? Obviously, my best bet being the Marlins bet in the house. -140 on that money line with Trevor Rogers. I'm going to grab the Cincinnati Reds, which actually starts in, I think, like 40 minutes, man. It's really soon. So Cincinnati Reds there with that, and you have that first 5. So either way you want to do it, I think they're great bets with the advantage, pitching advantage at least in Tyler Malley against Martinez, and the Cleveland Guardians with Cal Quantrill. I'm going to go ahead and take that long shot at +145, and hopefully they get it done against whoever the hell they're playing today. I just totally
Angels, right? Yeah, because they got Detmers on the mound.
Yeah, Reed Detmers. Yeah, okay.
No, that's why I like your pick. They can get after Detmers. I think that's a great pick. Yeah. All right, I'll go ahead and run through my bets. Orioles and Yankees over 8 runs at -110. Rockies and Phillies over 7 runs at -120. Nick Martinez, they're the Padres, under 4.5 Ks at even money. And then you can see here, Rockies and Red Sox, Moneyline Parlay, plus 553, but only did a quarter of a unit on that sucker. And then I put a half unit on the Astros and White Sox F5 Moneyline three-way line, put a half unit on that. All right, let me pull up BetUS. Let's do this rapid fire here that we love to do. Let's talk about all these games, and of course, we'll be giving you fresh lines, whatever they're on right now at BetUS. It's up to $20. Not sure.
Rapid fire.
All right, here we go. Let me get over here. Scroll here. All right, first game of the day. You said it. Boy, it does start in 35 minutes. Wow, it's Padres, Reds. We've kind of talked about this. Why don't you talk about from an over-under? Are you taking over or under 8 runs? You know, we've kind of talked about from a money line perspective.
Well, we know the Padres can hit. I mean, it's really up to the Reds, right? I mean, if we're expecting hits and runs from the Reds and Martinez to get destroyed, then I would probably lean over as long as you get a few good runs to start the game.
Okay, over 8. That one's a tough one for me. That one's tough. I'll go.
Well, stop making it tough. Just do it.
You know you can get the Reds plus 1.5 runs at minus 170. If you're a person that doesn't mind paying some juice, you get the Reds and run 1.5 runs. That seems a safe play right there. Let's go Brewers and Pirates over under 7. Brewers at minus 160. The Pirates at plus 140. I like the Pirates in this spot. I think they can go ahead and pull off an upset. I almost put them in my I almost made my underdog parlay a 3-legged parlay, but I backed off of it. The Pirates were the team that was going to sneak in there if I threw in 3 teams. So what about for you for this game?
What particularly makes it different than the last 2 days? That like makes it now they can do it.
They're avoiding a sweep, which I've kind of talked about that, but I'll go ahead and say that angle today. They're avoiding a sweep, and then Peralta's not been all that great. I know Quintana's also not been that great. It was more of a gut feel at plus 140. I just thought maybe it was a good spot. That's why I left it off, because it felt like more of a gut play than what statistics can go ahead and back it up, and I like to bet with stats more than my gut. So that's why I left them off.
For sure. Definitely. I don't know. Well, if you think the Pirates can pull off an upset, perhaps an over 7 then if the pitchers haven't been on.
Yeah. I agree with that. Okay. I think over 7 is a great play in that one. Orioles and Yankees, we both like over 8. Do you like the Orioles in an upset?
No, with Zimmerman, I don't think so. I love that over 8, though. I really do. I know these are strikeout teams, but with the pitching, I think the batters can get a hold of a few.
Yep, I love that over 8. Kind of agree with you there. Yeah, I agree with you right there. Rockies and Phillies, I've talked about that game, given my opinion. What about for you?
Yeah, so I've been told by you and now one of our commenters that Zach Wheeler hasn't been good, but I just feel scared. I feel scared to go on the Rockies. I think I would definitely go over 7, though. I would feel way more confident and comfortable taking an over than trying to go for the long shot on the Rockies with Austin Gomber.
I mean, with those Wheeler stats and those bullpen stats, I mean, the Rockies were in dead last, but all but 1, and they were 20. I don't understand why it's over 7. I threw all of my money. I mean, it's only 1 unit play, so I'm joking, but I threw all my money on that play. All of it.
All of it.
I don't get that line right there. All right, Marlins and Nationals are up. You're on the Marlins money line. You got an over-under of 7.5. I would take over 7.5. I don't like Corbin. Not a Corbin fan at all.
No, not at all. I mean, that's very possible that the Marlins could do it themselves, and they kind of have been, I think, the last couple games.
All right, Tigers and Twins are up next. Over-under of 7. We kind of talked about this one before because Ober's really good. Scooball. I thought this was a really tough game. Tigers are at plus 120. Twins are at minus 140. I would gravitate towards that minus 140 Twins money line. I think they just win the game. But,
okay,
I thought that was tough.
I was looking more towards an under just because of the pitching. But again, I don't know. I had to go back today and watch the end of that one game where a pitcher just like put it 4 feet over the third baseman's head, and what was that, man? There was running errors, and that was a messy. Oh god, it
was tough. That was tough for Tigers backers. That was a tough play to watch.
Definitely. I don't think I want to pick a side. I really don't want to pick a total either. I didn't do anything in the game, but if I had to, probably under 7, man. I don't know, really.
Under 7, BetUS is showing us Mariners and Rays at next with an over-under of 7.5. Mariners at plus 135. Rays are at minus 155. Boy, the Mariners, they really need a good start out of Flexen. Obviously, with the injury there to yesterday to Gonzalez, we got a nice plus 105 cash. I'll take the luck any day. You know how sports betting is. It's nice to have luck on your side. If Flexen doesn't give them a good 5 innings, they're in trouble. That bullpen got worked yesterday. I'll take the Rays.
Okay. I'll take the underdog with Flexen and go the Mariners then.
Okay. Astros and Rangers are up. Huh?
I shall oppose you.
Nice. Astros and Rangers are up next. I would just do the Astros run line. Instead of the money line, I'd go Astros run line. What about for you? Over, under,
I think
8?
that's a fine. Yeah. I mean, I already kind of went against Martin Perez anyway with some of those batters and stuff. I think the offense more than gets it done there. Rangers bullpen not great.
Royals and White Sox are over under of 6.5 with a plus 165 money line to the Royals. White Sox are at minus 195. Love the White Sox obviously today, and I even think the over hits. I think this White Sox may have shown us something with those 7 runs. Give me that over.
Yeah, generally when the lines are that low, they kind of cash though. Kind of scares me. So a run line would kind of freak me out because if you're only expecting 6 runs or less.
Great.
Again, it's really tough. It's the kind of line that gets set that makes you want to immediately bet the over, and I think I would go against probably what the public perception is going to be and take an under, just because of the way that the line's set. To be honest with you, I've seen it too many times over the years.
Under 6.5 for you. If we turn the page and go to Red Sox and Blue Jays with an over-under of 7, Red Sox are dogs at plus 120. Blue Jays are minus 140. I obviously like the Red Sox today, and I also would take the over 7 runs. What about for you?
Yeah, I thought it was my steal anyway to take the Red Sox with Garrett Whitlock. Those stats are just too good for plus money.
Yeah, I agree. Guardians, you like the Guardians at plus 145 with an over-under of 9 in that game. I'd probably take I'd probably just jump on your Guardians. I like that play. With Detmers on the mound there for the Angels, no, I like your Guardians. I'll follow you there. Cubs and Braves, over-under of 8. Cubs at plus 170. Braves minus 200. We obviously can do a run line as well. Smiley versus Wright, over 8 runs for me.
We didn't talk about this game today, but do you think the Cubs stand a chance at pulling off an upset, or at least keeping it close on a run line of plus 1.5?
Let me get a quick check of what the Braves been hitting versus left-handers here real quick. It only takes half a second. Sure. Braves are hitting 13th at 2. The Braves are going to win that game. I don't like Smiley in their mid-table against lefties. I don't like the Cubs today.
Okay. I don't know. I'm going to give it like a hard pass then because I don't know what the hell to do.
Okay, the last game's not going to keep you up very late. It starts at 6:45. It's between those Diamondbacks and Cardinals with an over-under of 7.5. You've got the Diamondbacks at plus 155, Cardinals at 180. Can't recall who it was. I'd have to scroll up, but they like the Cardinals run line at plus 120. I also like that Cardinals run line at plus 120 today, so I will be following that bet with D-Gent. Oh, it's D-Gent that said that. Yeah, I'm with him, man.
Yeah.
Cards run line.
Either Cards run line or the over. I don't think that pitching's necessarily great. And again, it's the type of thing the Cards probably could hit the over themselves, in a certain case.
All right, that's it, guys. That is Thursday's show. Again, unfortunately, we will not be with you guys tomorrow, so make sure you're giving us a follow on Twitter. We'll keep cranking out winners on that platform for the next 3 days. As always, guys, another great day of hanging out with you guys, talking baseball, cashing some bets hopefully a little bit later on with you guys. I had a good time with you today, so enjoy your weekend. Obviously, we'll see you back here Monday on the Payoff Pitch. Have a good one, everybody.
Absolutely. See you later. Have a good weekend.